Now we're back to learning Gimp here, day 119. Let me show the shadow and highlights adjustment. You can find that under colors. And we need the histogram again. If you can't see that, go to Windows, talk about dialogues, and there you should find it. In this case, we have a lot of highlights and it's a little bit too much, it's overexposed. We cannot save it fully, but it makes sense to drag the highlights to the left in the histogram. You can do that right here by going down with the value, and then you can actually see most information has been dragged from the right hand side towards the center, just a little bit. We don't want to have gaps, so you don't want to go too high. So let me get back to maybe like -50. Shadows, they don't do much because there aren't many. The only area is right here at the door. And it's just little information here on the left hand side of the histogram. And this is how you should go about it when you use that menu. In general, the shadows, they control the dark areas. So you increase it, the dark areas become brighter. And if you decrease it, the dark areas become darker. Then we have the highlight areas on the right hand side of the histogram. This controls the bright areas. And same here, you go up, you increase it, it becomes brighter. You go down, it becomes darker. But now we have something called common, and this might actually be the important point or the important parameter here in this menu, because this controls the overall effect applied to both shadows and highlights. So in other words, we can say it modifies the common tonal adjustment rather than just targeting one side independently. And when we now use compression and the radius, we can actually separate a little bit from our peak here. Peak was this immense highlight area, and if we use the compression, you can see it gets kind of split into two peaks. That's due to the nature of this image. Sometimes it gets split into three or even a flatter curve. But by doing that, we can drag some parts of the image further to the right while we keep maintaining the lower highlights for the rest. And this sometimes helps the image. The radius itself is then for pushing that a little bit up and down in the histogram. As a general advice, the histogram is certainly a helpful tool. It helps you finding the values that you need, but at the same time, always keep an eye on the image itself, because sometimes you actually want to have something that doesn't look good in a histogram, but it gives you the effect that you need on the image. So always keep both in mind, the image itself and the histogram. But here we were able to at least save a little bit in this overexposed photo using this highlight and shadow menu. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.